for my taste. But Attack on Titan got me interested in this. Pretty weird, huh? Yeah. So, anyway, Jean Kirstein deserves a spot of his own. Just one of these days. Now, doesn't he? Yeah. He deserves a spot. No question denying it. Okay, now, what's, like, in figuring out more and more, but yeah, definitely. And now we have another one. And yeah, I'm going to continue talking until I'm going to be heard. I'm going to be famous. Maybe in an underrated way. Anyway, continuing. Yeah, I'm sounding like Papyrus from Undertale, but I love that guy. He's freaking awesome. Anyway, also we have somebody else on this list, and it's from another of my favorite anime, Noragami. And I'm not talking about Yato. This show is about Yato, Hiyori, and Yukine. And it's fine. It's totally fine. I love these three. I never had an anime with only just the main characters as my favorite. I think Yato and Yukine and Hiyori have really grasped my heart. And not just them, but Rin and Yukio Okumura from Blue Exorcist. Yeah. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about Yato and his buddies. And that would make Yato turn white and go, ah! Here, I'm going to talk about someone, and she and the rest of her regalia are the most fascinating. But the one person I do find fascinating is Kazuma. Out of all the people in Bishamon's shrine, her little regalia group, I find Kazuma to be the more interesting. I've always wanted to see his point of view on things, his own perspective, yada 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 yada. But anyway, the dude here actually is just captivating. Very captivating. There is something about him that just catches my attention. Can't get him out of my freaking head, like Sabretooth, like Lamia Scale, like Jean Kirstein, like Shiho Kimizuki from Seraph of the End, which I'm going to be mentioning him too. But Kazuma, he's very intellect, dexterous, not because he wears the glasses, not because he's intelligent, he's just got something more. And he's the only sane man, but sometimes an only sane man has a little bit of a dirty side. I'm surprised he hasn't even stung Bishamon. But then again, they're for a good reason. That he has feelings for his master. That's right. The reason why he blushes, and sometimes he does have a little bit of naughty pics of Bishamon. Thanks, Yato. That's when you realize, yeah, he has feelings for her. That's why he's so loyal. That's why he always calls her Vina. That's why he's always trying to calm her down when she's in distress. That's why he's determined to help her, while also having that conflicting loyalty towards Yato and Bishamon. That is why he keeps those naughty pictures, because, yeah, that's why he's got the nosebleeds and shocking face expressions. Or maybe because he's voiced by one of my favorite voice actors of all time, Eric Vale. Yeah, that guy is pretty cool. He plays a lot of great roles, and his voice is really great. But anyway, Kazuma is overall the most badass person you would ever meet in your entire awesome life. Can you imagine having this guy in your life? He would make everything better. Keep everything in order. And no chaos. And he'll be the only calm yet sane man. That would be great. That's what I really want in a person like him. And no, I don't have an anime crushes. Well, I used to, but not anymore. Okay, now you're thinking I'm going to be talking about Kimizuki from Seraph of the End. Not yet. There's somebody else I forgot to mention. And this is from an anime that I don't think you guys even heard of. Maybe you have, or maybe you haven't. But this anime is known as Tiger and Bunny. Now you probably must be thinking, I'm going to be talking about Kotetsu, Barnaby. Okay, Barnaby is the one that got stuck in my head too, but enough about that. Anyway, the one person that deserves a good spot would be Lunatic. And now you see Lunatic in the Flash. He's pretty much of a cool guy, and I hate to say it, he's actually much more cooler than Wild Tiger and Barnaby. Yeah. And then you can see that Lunatic is actually the judge by the name of Yuri Petrov. This guy in real life is a judge. He seems to be a nice guy. Although you probably wonder, why is he so pale and why is he wearing makeup? Well, there's a reason. If you look in his origins, his face was nearly burnt off thanks to his father, who was drunk and beating up Lunatic's mother. Yuri, who was just a teenager who was witnessing this happen, stopped his father, and his father grabbed him by the face and laughed at him in this drunken stupor. But then, Mr. Legend burned his face. However, Yuri's powers came into view and he killed his own father by burning him to a crisp. I've always wondered from Lunatic's point of view, I've always wanted to see how he does things, how he finds out about the criminals. Well, yeah, you do see, because he is a freaking judge. But also, I've always wondered from his perspective view, is he almost like Dexter Morgan from the TV series and the books Dexter? Does he have any compassion towards the family who have lost their loved ones? And he talks to these people who must be in distress over how their loved ones are gone and how sad they are. And that's the whole thing. And that's where I'm like, man, this Lunatic guy. I mean, I know Tiger and Bunny, this is an anime about them, but how come there isn't one about Lunatic? Come on, this guy really needs some recognition. He is like a badass. And some people are comparing him to Batman, but I don't think so. I heard that Lunatic is kind of similar to the Punisher, Frank Castle. But the only thing is, between the two, there's a difference. Lunatic doesn't go by his real name. He goes just by his superhero name, or rather super anti-hero, anti-villain name. Lunatic. The Punisher doesn't. So yeah, crazy stuff. But anyway, there we go again. So anyway, yeah, Lunatic deserves his own spot of things. Let me think. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yes. Here's another one. And this is going to be the last one, but I'm also going to do an honorable mention because I heard someone talking about it on the Quotave before. Anyway, but here's the last one. And it is, of course, Shiho Kimizuki from Seraph of the End. First time you see him, he seems to be like a delinquent. But he's actually an overall nice guy. And sometimes you want to know, like, what happened to his and his sister's parents? Did they die from the virus? What happened? Yada yada. How his point of view and how he feels guilty. His relationship with his sister. I mean, they don't expand on that, but we know that he cares about her. And also how he feels about Yuichiro Hyaguya. Like, at first he didn't even like the guy, but then he's suddenly starting to like him a bit more. Hate and like him. And also, I always wonder about Kimizuki's view on Yoichi, because I know Kimizuki has like this big brother instinct towards Yoichi, but some people think it's kind of something more. And they also say in the fan book that Kimizuki is gay. I'd like to test that theory. But this guy deserves some recognition. Like, he has changed as a person, even though he and Yuz continuously butt heads, but yeah, life goes on. So that's it. Oh, and before I forget, this is going to be an honorable mention, and I never watched this anime, but somebody mentioned this guy. It's from the anime known as Dimension W. And someone was saying, like, how come this guy doesn't have his own side of the story? And he goes by the name of Loser. Yeah, I know, that's the most lamest thing, but nobody knows his real name. And if you want to look him up even more, you can check it out. I don't know much about this guy, but I have a feeling that this Loser from Dimension W is actually kind of similar to Lunatics somehow from Tiger and Bunny. But I don't know if Loser is kind of like an anti-hero, but I think he could be. Can you imagine Loser from Dimension W versus Tiger and Bunny's Lunatic? Now that would be a battle I would love to see. I've always also want to know more in the fairy tale of Sabretooth from Rufus's point of view. Like, how did he found that hat? How did he get his abilities? Well, everyone's got their point of view. And who is actually the person that taught Orga to use that lightning godslayer magic? And also, how did even some ninja dude by the name of Dobengal even came into view of this whole fiasco? I know I'm saying a lot of random words trying to make some sense, but fiasco, I mean, how did he even come across this guild in the first place? Everyone's got to have their story. I've always wondered how Sting and Rogue even met in the first place. And also how they came across such a cruel bastard by the name of the one and only Giamma. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, because sometimes they spell his name with a J in front, and sometimes they turn that J into a Z. And I know how the X seeds work and all, but I've always wondered what Rogue looked like as a little kid. Yeah, I'm going off topic. Well, I'm going to end this now. So thank you very much for listening and watching. I know this must have been long, and I had to do a lot of other stuff to make this work. But I really hope you guys enjoy it. Bear with me. Just bear with me, please. Thank you. I'll see you next time. I'm Katherine Donovan. Catch you later.